Tales from the Podcast is brought to you by the following generous sponsorships.
The Happy Hour News Team. Check them out at www.happyhournewsteam.com.
TalesFromThePodcast.com, where you can pick up your copy of Tales of Shock and Terror #1. The Skewered Universe Podcast. And viewers like you.
Hey there, and welcome to another episode of Tales from the Podcast. How's it going, guys?
Sorry, I'm on Pornhub, so.
He's looking at that broccoli porn.
Makes sense.
Broccoli.
How's it going, man? Hopefully you're doing well. Those who don't know, that's our buddy Steve Merlot over there. You gotta check out his new project, and all the links were found on the last episode for his new one, Unseen.
It was hard, though. Hard to talk about it because we couldn't see it.
I mean,
Steve, there's a lot of,
Oh, God. Here comes the wrestling.
Oh, Christ.
God damn it. So, anyway, guys. Sorry I wasn't here last week.
Likely story.
Yeah. It shit happens. What can you do? Thank you guys for holding down the fort.
Yeah, we're all right.
Mostly thanks to
of
Jeff.
course. Oh, what?
I was gonna.
Did you see the episode? Ron carried it.
I was gonna ask you, how's your back doing, Jeff?
Oh.
No, I'm joking. It's all right. Ron is the most sensitive guy I've ever met.
And you know God.
I do know God.
I'm just glad you're back, JB, because debilitating diarrhea is a real thing, and we're glad you made it through that.
I mean, it was really, really tough, but I mean, I got out of that soupy mess, and here I am today to rise above the liquid, as you would say.
The cream rises to the top.
Right?
He
You would almost say I'm the creme de la creme.
He did swim through his Shawshank-like tunnel of shit.
Oh, God. How many shit jokes can we make in a minute? God damn.
All of them?
So you say you had a good time crawling through the shit pipe?
I mean, as fun of a
Or
time
do you
as one
prefer having
can.
something put into your shit pipe?
Depends on what it is.
Hey-o. I'm assuming it was Red's Little Red.
Maybe.
I mean, we never got to see Andy's Dufresne, but
Oh, boy.
Damn.
when I don't feel great, my humor just goes off the rails. So I apologize now. I'm gonna make bad jokes all night.
It's all right.
Well,
I mean, it could be worse.
So it's okay.
Yeah, I could be rooster tailing all over the place. So there's just minor discomfort. So
Like
we're
the
good.
cock that went up JB's shithole? Or shit?
I mean, honestly, my shithole's doing pretty fine today, guys.
Oh, good.
I'm very, very happy, though, that I've, after 35 years, I've finally gotten into a comfortable spot in life where I have two grown men that care a lot about my shithole.
Of course.
Well, I mean, that's one of
I
the things you
appreciate
strive for as an adult.
I mean, some people want kids, a good job, a lot of money. I grew up always thinking, man, one day I hope I have two buddies that will care about my shithole. Here I am with two buddies that care about my shithole.
I believe it's pronounced buddies. You have two buddies.
Buddies. I can't do it as well.
Now I'm.
It's all right.
I can't do it either.
Yeah, you can.
I can barely even. I actually not even barely. It's off.
It's one of those things where it's like that should have been one of the Discord soundboard things for us. Just Matt Berry saying buddies.
Well, apparently, you can add sounds to the soundboard.
Yeah, I know. I
don't know how. I'm assuming it's like part of the paid service, but
I don't know if I have to nitro boost it, but we'll figure it out one way or another. I mean, we always do. But anyways, guys, we watched an episode of Darkplace. The last episode of Darkplace.
The last episode. And with that, we found out that Ron is a one-track lover.
Done a two-way track.
Yes. How's that going for you? It's that. Fair enough.
Till I had my green dick cut off, but you know.
Oh God.
Olive green.
It's olive green. What of it?
That part of the episode really deserved a lot more of the episode itself, I think. And the fact that they kind of cut that part down a little bit, like, I mean, I would have just loved to seen, at least one scene where, like, Matt Berry's in that tiny robe, like fucking, Douglas, and, then instead of seeing his dick, you just see a piece of broccoli. And, I mean, I feel like they really missed the mark for doing it.
Is their broccoli that big, or I mean, they'd have to fabricate it, right? Because I'm assuming Lucy and Sanchez had he did say it was the whole 9 yards.
I've seen pieces of broccoli like at the store that were probably about like that big. But it's like, not like just a little, floret. It's like the fucking stalk. I've never seen wild broccoli out in the wild, so I don't know how it grows.
So you've never been out chopping broccoli? I hate myself for that one.
You should.
The more Dana Carvey references come up, the less people watch.
But if Dean Cain,
the greatest Superman of all time.
I hate you both.
I was actually watching it was a documentary on the DC universe in whole, and believe it or not, Dean Cain's Superman has actually had more views as far as the the Nielsen rating companies than any other Superman on cable television.
Because the only other Supermen on cable television were Tom Welling, and that's it.
So Dean Cain's the best, though. He's been viewed more times than any other Superman on screen.
But it's no.
That doesn't equate the best.
I made all of that up, and I love how none of the facts that I fucking threw out there that were fake even came to question. You guys defended what I said. Yeah, an excuse for what I said. That's better. I don't know if he's got viewed more than anybody else. I just assumed he did.
The only reason people saw him is because they were looking to see Terry's Hatchers.
There's nothing wrong with that, though.
They're real and they're spectacular.
That is true. That is very true. There's no delay, by the way. I was just pausing.
Yeah, pausing for effect.
So I am looking up some stuff real quick. And,
or did you just remember that you were an Angels fan?
Yeah, ever since I was a kid. So, yeah.
I remember I was so enamored by what the fuck was one-handed guy's name? Jim Abbott.
Mm-hmm.
I was so enamored by the one-armed pitcher or the one-handed pitcher.
Yeah, that was
crazy, and he was good.
Yeah, yeah. He was barely hittable for a while.
He was a shit batter though.
I'm
I got nothing. I got
dude,
nothing.
like,
are you looking?
Are you trying to prove that? Are you trying to prove your ridiculous BS that you spouted earlier, JP?
I'm just saying, like, from all the Superman stuff I've ever seen, which has been all of it, Dean Cain has done the greatest job. And you know, like, this is
Dude,
one of the
Tim
things that
Daly. Tim Daly. Tim Daly is a.
Give me a second,
All
all
right.
right? All right. This is like one of those things I think people always argue about with Batman, right? Like, oh, we got a really good Batman, but he's a really bad Bruce Wayne. Dean Cain, though, not only was able to be the greatest Superman, but he also was the best Clark Kent.
I think you're still suffering the effects of last week.
Oh no.
Because there's videographic evidence to the contrary if you go back and watch clips from the original Superman movie.
No, see, because, like, all right, first off, I will go ahead and I will be nice enough this time to where the fuck is it? Give me 1 second.
Okay, so moving on.
Oh, I was gonna actually
No, go ahead. I'll just give you a hard time.
I was gonna show you something very, very, very important. So, if you go and Google who is the best Superman, you this is what you get. And I didn't make that up, but if you just go and look it up, man, I'm telling you, Dean Cain has somehow became the best Superman.
I did not see anything load except a circle saying the screen was loading.
Is there?
All I see, what's that? I'm trying to get a good look at. Oh yeah. Oh, all I could see was bullshit.
Yeah.
All right, fine. It may have fluffed it a little bit, but I mean, some people say that Dean Cain is the best Superman.
You mean you say it?
I mean, there's at least 2 other people that have said it.
I don't even think his own mother said it.
I mean, don't get me wrong, he did a great job as Superman. Not as good of a job as he did on Ripley's Believe It or Not, but
Ripley's, believe it or not, Dean Cain has a career.
Where he played himself. He's really good at playing himself, but his next best role was Superman.
No, his next best role was Scott Peterson.
Because he looks almost exactly like the guy.
And he probably killed his wife.
Oh, that's.
Let's just say this: Tim Daly is a better Superman than Dean Cain.
Yeah.
I mean, not really. I mean, see, Dean Cain was lucky enough to learn from his father, Michael Caine, and that's how he became the great.
Do not sully the great Michael Caine by linking him to Dean Cain.
There is a comic book that says Michael Caine kills the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Because of his son, Dean?
No.
Yes,
I would rather watch Michael Caine's performance in Jaws: The Revenge than Dean Cain.
Hey, that's not a bad movie. Shut up.
No, that was the first one I watched as a kid growing up.
That was the first one you watched?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
It was on like TBS like every weekend, all the time.
Because it didn't cost anything to fucking get the rights for it.
Yeah, it was Michael Caine, Lance Guest, and Mario Van Peebles doing a horrible.
Do you know what made that movie a little bit better, though?
No. No, I don't want to know.
You know?
Dr. Lucian Sanchez singing.
Yes.
Well, there is that. But I was gonna say, Jake, every once in a while you see it. It's not often, but anytime Michael's like, "Hey, go ahead and get my son in here," he and I can do some amazing work together. That's when you see the best work. Some call it the work of the double canes. You're welcome. You're welcome. If you guys want, you can pray to me too.
Oh, wait a minute. Your things DC Double Kings DC
Double cane.
Zack
Michael
Snyder
Dean
bullshit.
Kane.
Bullshit. I call
I
it
mean,
bullshit.
You call? I can
Zack,
smell the bullshit through the screen. Are you fucking kidding me?
Zack Snyder tried to get Dean to play Superman, but
Oh
he
my
wouldn't do
fucking
it for him.
god!
It's just, I mean,
I give up.
his dad Michael is like, you guys need to stop asking my son to come back as Superman.
I give up. I quit.
So Todd Barry has a pretty amazing singing voice, right?
Yes.
Matt Barry. Sorry, Matt Barry.
Todd Barry's really
Todd Barry.
a comedian.
Yeah, Todd Barry's a comedian. I met Matt Barry. Jesus Christ. See, I can't even
Well,
get
they're
my
both
guys
technically
right.
comedians.
That is true. That is true.
Oh,
Yeah, Matt Barry singing that song. That was
it was very impressive. I mean, but Matt Barry is an impressive actor.
yeah. It's this, I think this is the second Dean Lerner as Thornton Reed has looked cool when he's rapping. I mean, the coolest is him just brandishing that shotgun in the very first episode.
And then he brought it back for this episode just to break up a fight.
To the hospital bar.
Yeah.
I like how he shoots up. Like you don't know
Like
who he's gonna
they're
hit.
right. That's the children's ward. He just took out some kids. So the kid we see at the end is the lone survivor of the Thornton.
The Thornton Reed massacre.
So, just to give you guys an idea, Matt Berry has released a few albums. He's released
Yes?
Jackpot in '95, Opium in 2005, Witch Hazel in 2011, Kill the Wolf in 2013, Music for Insomniacs in 2014, Matt Berry in the Maypoles Live in 2015, The Small Hours 2016, Night Terrors 2017. In 2018, he released Television Themes. In 2020, Phantom Birds. And in 2021, The Blue Elephant.
Just a couple albums.
Matt Berry has officially had, what, is that 11? Yeah, 11 album releases, which is a lot more than I thought. I knew he had some of a singing career, but I didn't realize it was 11 fucking albums.
What, no
You?
music video?
What?
What, no music video for us to watch?
Do you guys, do we want a Matt Berry music video?
Look, for some people it's really late. They need something to set the mood. The dulcet tones of Matt Berry will remove any undergarments and get everyone ready to
And my
go.
response to that is, does Dean Cain shit in the woods? Because he
The
doesn't
answer
have
is
a home
yes.
anymore because it got foreclosed on?
All right, let's see here, guys.
No, to be fair, he shits at the AMPM where he works part time.
Oh, yes. He's got more job stability working at a gas station than he does anything else.
Yeah,
I'm
that's true.
guys the greatest Matt Berry song ever done.
Is it something from What We Do in the Shadows? Because I've never seen it.
Strong language and adult humor.
I'm a language junkie. That's my hit. I get off on language. I mean, just to think of that poem by Wordsworth. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on higher vales and hills, when all at once I saw a cloud, a host of gleaming daffodils. You know, and to think that there weren't even rhyming dictionaries around when Paul wrote that, it's very humbling.
Garth is the most significant artist.
I was cruising.
Oh no. I sometimes get the drought.
Because I've now got a headache.
I wish I was more attractive like Douglas. You can only dream.
I'm a one-track lover.
I know. Thank you, Colin.
Driving fast down the highway. Must have been insane. 'Cause the temperature's too high. Traveling way too fast. And I knew our loving.
Everybody, you're welcome. You haven't heard this yet.
The real question is why weren't you in the Discord watching it with us?
She's smooth, like ice, cold to the touch, and it isn't very nice when you left alone. You let you treat you bad, leaves you hang on the phone. Take shove your loving on the wheel, put the pedal to the floor, 'cause you're heading for the hills. Got to get away, can't take it no more. Man, you don't need this, leave her at the door.
The door.
Sanch, open the door. Open the door, Sanch.
Sorry, Thornton. Bad dream.
I mean,
ladies and gentlemen watching, you're welcome. Have a very sexy night.
I mean, let's be honest. First off, now this is none of our first time watching this, but going back to the first time you ever saw this, were you a bit surprised by the rap breakdown in the middle of that song? I mean,
Yes.
the first time I saw this, I was like, "What?"
I was caught off guard the first time I saw it just by the random music video popping up. I was like, wait, what the fuck just happened? And then the rap part, I was like, okay, that happened.
I mean, incredibly, it happened. I mean, could we have ever gotten so lucky to see something like that? I mean, well, yeah, that was a once in a lifetime thing. And I mean, honestly, if you watch this episode, share at least that clip with somebody. Send them that song. Let them know that they're a one-way lover.
We should be making love.
So I am curious though, guys. With this episode being the last one, do you have any like real final thoughts on this series?
I'll let you go first, Jeff. I need to compose myself.
It's one of those things. It's like every time you watch it, it's kind of bittersweet when you get to the end. I mean, there's definitely the last two episodes aren't nearly as on par with the first several that we get.
4?
But the humor is yeah, 4. I can't math tonight. They're not as good as the previous 4, but they're still better than a lot of stuff, and the humor is still on point.
Right.
I'm glad I found this when I did, but there's always a part of me watching it that wishes I would have seen it back when I first discovered it on Adult Swim and actually watched it, not been like, what the hell is this? And just changed the channel.
Right.
That being said, I will try to get anyone to watch this because it is damn worth the time. It's only 6 episodes. I mean,
You're basically killing 2.5. You're like watching a movie.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. If you take away all the slow-mo scenes, it's not even like watching a movie.
It's 90 minutes.
If anyone out there, if you have sat through Avengers Endgame and Infinity War, you can watch Darkplace. It's like that.
Right. It's better.
Well,
It is.
I mean, it's not the same thing.
Okay.
All
right, here. Let me rephrase that then. All right. Here's a good question for both of you. How many times have you watched Endgame?
3 times.
I've seen Endgame about 8 times, and I've seen Infinity War about 15.
How many times have you watched Darkplace? That's it?
Yeah.
Well, you guys suck. I've watched Darkplace way more than I've watched any of those.
Well, the thing was, for a long time, Darkplace wasn't even available, so I had to get it late. Yeah.
And I'm one of those people, when I binge something, I have to finish it completely, and then I go on to something else, and then I come back. And I'm currently,
I get that.
After I watched After Darkplace, I started watching Restaurant Impossible, and I'm on season 12 right now of 19. So it's going to be a minute before I get to anything else. And then who knows? I might go back to Bar Rescue because I hate myself.
Yeah. Why don't you ask me a simple question of, hey, when did they put Darkplace for free on YouTube?
Okay, when did they put Darkplace for free on YouTube?
11 years ago.
It's also on Tubi now.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah, and Peacock. And Peacock as well.
Isn't it on Prime? I think it's on Prime too.
It's on Prime. It's on the cock.
Right. You know whose cock it's not on?
Dean Payne's.
Well, all right. Continuing though, Ron. What about you, man? Last episode of the series.
It's a better episode than episode 5. But that's the thing is, like, Jeff was saying, each episode, no matter how good or bad it was, it's better than 80 to 90% of every other comedic thing out there, unless Richard Ayoade is a part of it. Because I have to preface that, because his involvement in the IT crowd makes that show fucking ridiculously funny. Plus Noah Fielding's in it, so you can't go wrong. And then Matt Berry shows up, I think, in season 2. So,
which, I mean, let's first off be honest. Those are 3 top tier fucking comedians.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who I will also say that I don't think most people know them by name either in America.
Well, they might know Noel. Matt Berry, because of What We Do in the Shadows.
Right.
But I don't think that they'll see Richard and they'll recognize him from The Watch with Ben Stiller.
Stiller, yeah. That's where I recognize him from, and then now I'm like, oh, you're better than that movie. You're far better than that.
Yeah. Yeah,
well,
it's yeah. But no, I'm sad to see it end, but we live in a world now, especially where there's nothing being put out because of bullshit.
Well, I mean, right now, yeah.
But we don't know when it's going to end.
Well, I mean, first off, we got lots of past content that we can go back to.
That's what I'm saying, is we can go back and...
Right. And don't get me wrong, like, I'm going to be the first person to say that I guarantee 100% that the best stuff we're ever going to watch has already been made.
What do you mean?
That anything that we watch that is brand new is never going to be as good as something that we're going back and that we've already seen. Something that's already been released.
I mean, probably, to be fair. I mean, I mean, you go back and Parks and Rec was a fantastic show.
Right. They can't remake fucking, Superman and Lois. You mean
the current show that's on HBO Max?
No, I'm talking about the good one with Dean Cain. So, I mean, we're never going to get some, great entertainment like that again. And,
I'm glad we won't get any other Lois and Clark again.
Most of this new stuff is trash. I mean, it's because they're not casting great actors.
No, I'm not. Nope, I'm out. I'm out.
You didn't even.
If I could walk, I'd get up and walk away.
I mean, first off, you don't know where I was going with that.
No, I know exactly where you were going with that.
You think you know exactly where I was going.
No, I know exactly where you were going with that.
You think you do.
No, I think Jeff knows where you were going with it, too.
No, Jeff said that I was right. He said it very quietly. You just didn't hear him.
No, that's not what happened.
Yes, I did.
Oh, that does sound like Jeff.
I told you. But, I mean, it happens. It happens. I'm gonna say, guys, I'm sad that we only got 6 episodes of this.
I hate you, Colin.
Colin, I swear to God, I think you might be my new best friend. Because if we can get Dean Cain and Kevin Sorbo, and better yet, if Dean Cain's dad Michael would join on that too,
Oh my God.
being like the fucking, like the chief, and then we have Dean Cain and Kevin Sorbo as detectives. Oh my God, dude, you might have a bigger hit than Andromeda, which
What the fuck is Andromeda?
the Kevin Sorbo hit sci-fi show.
I don't know about hit. I know syndicated and played everywhere, but I don't know about hit. I mean, that would be like saying Tech Wars was a hit.
Also, Colin, as my wise man, you got to stop bringing up Dean Cain.
See, and if you're going to go that route, then you might as well just go full-bore garbage people and throw Scott Baio in there as well.
All right, Colin, hear me out on this one, all right? A remake, or not even a remake, all right? A continuation, 20 years in the future. Hercules, the Legendary Journeys, comes back with Dean Cain, his new partner. And Zeus is now played by Michael Caine, Dean Cain's dad. Oh, my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, the views of JB do not necessarily reflect the views of myself or Uncle Ron or Tales from the Podcast as a whole. We will take this moment to allow you to make up your own mind as to how you feel, but please do not follow the cult-like rantings of JB. Thank you.
The cult, right?
If a bunch of people start showing up in the chat showing pictures of themselves with shaved heads and Dean Cain tattoos, you're officially getting into Waco territory.
Neo-Nazi cult? What the fuck are you turning this into? Like people dressed like Dean Cain going around killing Jews just because Jeff said that.
Whoa! All I said was shaved heads and Dean Cain tattoos. You took it way further than I went.
This is the time when Ron was smart and kept his mouth shut.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You just made Dean Cain sound like Hitler.
Whoa!
Dean Cain was the second person, right next to David
on the grassy knoll,
to be told that they were the main reasons the wall came down.
I thought you were going to say Dean Cain was just off camera on the floor next to David Hasselhoff eating Wendy's burgers.
They are buy one get one for $1.
Or you can go to Arby's and you can get a classic beef and cheddar 2 for $7.
Well, I mean, they do have the meats.
Mm-hmm.
They do have the meats.
And then after you eat there, you get the meat squirts.
I mean, not all of us get meat squirts, right? I mean,
no, just you last week.
I mean, that wasn't from Arby's. Those weren't meat squirts. Those were just regular ones.
Those were never mind. I was gonna say something to the effect of him getting pegged. Oh yeah.
I don't know if you want that for
when I ate that burrito, I didn't get the meat squirts. It put me in a coma. Didn't you see me dead on the floor?
Oh fuck.
I will say,
well, we're glad you bounced back.
I'm a very, very picky eater, and when I eat tacos, I just get meat and cheese. That's it. Maybe some beans or something. That's it. So when I went to Chipotle to get that free burrito, and I told them just load it up with ground beef and cheese, and they looked at me like I had 4 heads and I was a Dean Cain fan.
See, I'm like that, but it's not being picky. It's that I'm kind of a purist. Like, I would prefer street tacos over Americanized tacos with lettuce, tomatoes, and that. Just give me the meat and the cheese and whatever sausage.
We have a bunch of Mexican food trucks around here where we have a Mexican place just up the road from us that we haven't checked out because I'm afraid to go in there and say I want a bunch, like 5 tacos, but I want them just meat and cheese, and they're probably going to look at me like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" A lot.
We don't have any food trucks where I live.
What?
We don't have any food trucks where I live.
They also don't have any kind of industrialized civilization where you live because you're a Dean Cain fan.
Yeah, we do.
The compound just got cable last week.
We have that big Dean Cain memorial downtown.
We have to be civilized. You know how much I just spent ordering Kool-Aid? This compound's going to be great.
If you want to know more about Kool-Aid and compounds, watch The Sacrament or any documentary.
Oh, I believe it was actually flavoring, not Kool-Aid.
Yeah, because they couldn't afford Kool-Aid.
Yeah, they couldn't afford the good stuff, so they got the cheap shit.
I mean, you can't blame them. I mean, wherever you can save a buck, right?
But why would you need the money? They are all dead.
Potato.
A Jim Jones financial plan.
I'm just going to take a nap now and not.
So,
at least I will say this: the best thing about my leg injury is that I have to lay down to do this right now because at least I'm comfortable listening to bullshit.
There you go. Yeah, I'm sitting on the most uncomfortable chair, so my ass is going numb.
It's going num 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 num. Oh, I hate myself for that.
So, anyways, I don't have too much else to talk about with this episode. I mean, it was a good episode. It was fun.
Yeah.
We had a great run going through Darkplace. I
don't
love it.
understand why that one episode just kind of fell off where the rest of them were like spot on.
The last episode?
Yeah, like the fifth episode, kind of like the Scotch Mist, kind of fell off.
Yeah. I mean, it's because
like
they were going
along
more of
and
a racial theme, and I mean, when you get an episode that's just completely racist, there's no real room for any love for it. And if you do like it, I mean, what's that say about you? Maybe you hate Scottish people.
I love Scottish people.
That's Scottish in my blood.
One of my favorite bands is from Scotland.
I'm glad you are comfortable, my friend. We should get Ron an Indian headdress.
No, that's not what he's talking about.
No, he needs the leg.
I do need the leg.
Do you make him carry your belts around?
Yes.
All right, good.
I like the idea of Ron in a headdress, like a Native
that's not
American.
what we're talking about.
I like the idea, though. In fact,
that's not what we're talking about.
And see, you say headdress, and in my head, I'm just imagining the Carmen Miranda fruit. Man, no.
Here I can put on. Where is it? Is this it? Yeah.
Now all three of us are wearing hats. There we go.
And I was actually looking for my Santa Claus beard from when I did Naughty Santa a couple years ago to have it on just for the episode, so I could have a beard too. But I couldn't find it time.
It does look nice. I mean, it's very fitting. I mean, I've seen Dean Cain in a similar pose where it was just very classy, and I'm getting that kind of vibe. And the head's coming. God damn it. All right, let's see. But we do have to make Ron uncomfortable.
Oh my God, I'm going to kill you.
Best tag team of all. Kenny Omega is the best technical wrestler ever. I don't know much about those wrestlers. I'm going to completely agree with Dean Cain being the best Superman. I mean, as far as wrestling, though, I mean,
Jeff would know what he's talking about, and I hope Jeff disagrees.
I'm pretty sure the greatest wrestler of all time is China. Nobody's been able to beat her in years.
I've been beating to her.
While I do, and Ron may not enjoy this, I do enjoy what the Bucks do and what Kenny does. They are not the greatest tag team ever.
They don't.
He's
not
the
really
best
good with all
wrestler.
the high flying technical shit though. Like you do. Owen Hart, he had that high flying shit down, dude. Nobody else could beat him.
Yep. His own brother couldn't beat him.
Dude, I know.
Vince McMahon ultimately did.
Yep.
I don't know a lot about wrestling, but I know enough to get somewhere.
Yeah, I'm still, I still don't like talking about the Owen thing, man. That was heartbreaking. I was watching the pay-per-view when it happened.
You son of a bitch.
Really? I
God
wasn't. I got to watch a bootleg copy on VHS the day after. But it was already spoiled for me, so I missed all the good parts. The matches, not him dying. Jeez. You morbid fucker, Jeff.
I'm glad. No, I'm glad you clarified because I'm like, I think back, I'm like, they didn't show any part of the entrance because it went that quick. They were on commentary and the crowd.
Yeah.
That was it.
I mean, I don't know if I would say Vince McMahon killed him. I would say that a Vince killed him, but not McMahon. I would say
we can say that someone with the initials V Russo. Fucking can't stand that guy.
Did you watch the Bash at the Beach episode?
No, I haven't seen. I haven't seen any of the newer ones yet.
I'll send you a link to it. You've got to watch it because he is so full of shit. And then Eric Bischoff went on his podcast and just said everything he said is fucking lies. Because he said Russo does not have enough balls to go up to anybody and tell them this is how it's going to go. There's no way he would go up to somebody like Hogan and say, this doesn't work for me. We're doing it this way, brother.
Yeah, I don't see Vince do it. Russo wouldn't do that. Russo wanted to be in with the boys. So Russo would have kissed their ass. That's the way I see it. I don't see 100%. Russo as being
100%.
I mean, you look at and everybody goes, but the Attitude Era was so great. It's like there were high points, but
there were a lot of low points.
Come on. I mean, there's a lot of low.
Russo had to funnel through McMahon.
Yeah.
You know, so who knows what the fuck he wanted to do that Vince said no to. And another thing that was really fucked up is the Brawl for All. How many careers got ended because of it? You know, Russo told everyone what they wanted to hear. Exactly. So, okay, let me tell you this. The intern.
What the fuck is going on here?
The intern and I were in here one day. I was on Twitch, and I noticed that Shitstain was streaming. So I went into his chat, and I didn't say a fucking word because I was about to. My brother told me not to say anything because you know me, I would go in there full cornet on his ass. And I didn't say anything, and in the 10 minutes we watched him stream, he said bro 56 times.
Who did that?
Vince Russo.
Vince Russo.
The man that Cornette wants to live long enough to piss on his grave.
Yeah. This is a guy who thought he was the whole force behind edgy wrestling content.
He says he created The Rock and Stone Cold.
Dude, the Stone Cold created himself. I'm sorry. The Rock created himself. Those guys had charisma coming out their ass. All they needed was somebody to go, here's the ball. Want to run with it?
Yeah.
Vince Russo had nothing to do with that Austin 316 promo at King of the Ring on Jake Roberts. That was all Austin.
Yep.
The Rock using his natural charisma to finally get over because Rocky Maivia wasn't doing shit. I mean, putting him with the Nation was obviously a move of the higher-ups, but The Rock taking that ball and going, I got something here, I can do it. I'm just going to be myself dialed up to 11, which is what the greats always do.
And that's what Colin's saying is all of it right there in a nutshell.
Yeah.
And remember when Shitstain said that if you are a fan of Finn Balor because of like how cut he is, that you're gay.
It might be.
You don't even know who we're talking about. You don't know who.
I have no idea.
I'm impressed by Finn Balor's physique. Don't get me wrong. I'm like, damn, that's impressive. What's more impressive is his ability to hit the ring.
Impressed by?
Oh, every part of it, from head down to the toes, man.
Figured you were kind of a toes guy.
Yeah, you know.
I was just curious.
I
You know,
am
The
not
Rock's
putting
best
Tarantino.
performance though was in the Scorpion King movie.
Oy, oy. No,
Actually,
he is,
no. His
Colin.
best performance
Finn
was
Balor
too
is
cool.
very cut for a smaller guy.
Yeah. And actually, I've always been a fan of the smaller guys in wrestling. Anyway, don't be wrong; the big guys are fun to watch, but like I was a fan of Bret Hart, not a very big guy, but more technically sound. So when these guys go, "Oh, I don't buy a smaller guy,"
SummerSlam, what 90, 91, Mr. Perfect versus Bret Hart, arguably one of the greatest matches fucking ever.
Yeah, these weren't behemoths in the ring. I mean, I get that spectacle of watching, big meaty men slapping meat is the way they talk about it.
Man loves big sweaty man. Vince McMahon loves big sweaty man.
But there is something about those smaller guys who have more agility going, bell to bell, just giving you it all. And I'm not saying the flips and stuff. I'm saying that technically sound wrestling where they're pulling stuff off and they've got you.
The Iron Man
called
match at WrestleMania 12. Bret and Shawn for an hour.
That's by far one of my favorite matches.
You know what my favorite match is? Bret and Stone Cold at WrestleMania 13, because you had the double switch and Austin passed out. He didn't tap out. All that blood coming down his face.
Yeah, that's where the infamous blood from a stone shirt came from.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that well. Oh yeah. It's the Crimson Mask. He never tapped out. He passed out.
And then Ken Shamrock had to pull Bret off of him. And you want to know what the most wasted comeback was ever? What?
What was that?
That was a good match too, though. The thing is like I remember during the Invasion when Austin was at the bar the whole night, and then he came back and just wiped everybody out, and then he just turns on. That's like, what?
Yeah, the
whole Invasion's fucked.
Yeah,
guest booker is on YouTube. It's 2.5 hours. Jim Cornette rebooks the Invasion.
Oh man.
Yeah.
There's so many things they could have done better, but Vince was so adamant about, I need to kill off WCW. Instead of him going, wait a minute, I own it. I could exploit the shit out of it and really use it. Honestly, if you were going to have Austin turn, you could have had Austin been like, hey, I made my bones over in WCW, so some of these guys that came over, I'm tied with these guys. So basically, to you, McMahon, because you just gave me a contract after I got let go from there. Out of pity. There's so many things.
He didn't have Flair. He didn't have Sting. He didn't have Goldberg. He didn't have Nash, Hall, Hogan. So there's a lot of the big names he didn't have. So that's why you're stuck with having to put ECW in with it. You know what I mean? And get, I don't know where this is going.
Yeah. I'm actually. I was glad.
Comes out with a chair.
Lucien Sanchez from the top of the cage.
So
it's the Buddy Splash.
Do we want to talk a little bit about what's going to be going on, guys?
Yes, let's.
All right.
Hardcore orgies.
So we have a surprise coming. We have a little bit of rebranding coming out. Obviously, it's still Tales for the Podcast. I mean, I feel like that's podcast gold for a name. I mean, I don't know how the fuck nobody had that before me, honestly. I mean, it's just such an easy, catchy kind of name where it's like, damn. But we're going to be doing some extra new types of things. We're still going to do some reviews, some movies, films.
Oh, yeah.
Not going too much into detail, just more about our personal thoughts on things. We're going to be adding in a little bit more comedy. If you're a big fan of the stuff that Ron and I were doing a few years back, you will thoroughly enjoy what's going to be happening. Next week, we will all be taking the week off, kind of. We have a promo video that will be airing in its place. Will there be porn in it? Probably. Do you want to watch it? I'd say so, but I wouldn't swallow the load.
I would. But.
The Lost Family Matters episode.
That's free protein.
I mean, Colin, that would That would be great, except, I mean, we could probably air one or two of those. I don't think we should get too far. I mean, we'll probably get in a lot of trouble, but, you know, we did some digging on Jeff, and we found out some stuff that he was part of that you will be able to check out. And you'll see, like, you know, once you start to get the backstory on everybody here, you'll start to realize how we became friends and, like, the little small things that really connect us. And
would you say all the small things?
All the small things.
Truth brings.
So remember, check us out next week. You'll see the little promo video for that.
Oh, and by the way, I'm back full time now, kids. I'm not just a guest for Garth Marenghi. So.
Oh yeah. Ron is staying. Jeff is staying.
JB's leaving. I mean, what?
Leaving my own project.
He's got the again.
God damn it. Well, it's going to be fun. Everyone, I'm really excited to see this new way it's going to be heading and see what everyone thinks about everything with it. I will say it's, you know, maybe it will be time for me to finally introduce my band.
Oh, Christ.
That what happened the last time I said something about this band and we tried to pull it over with somebody else?
Yeah, that's why somebody's not on this show anymore.
It got bad quick.
Yeah, it got real bad.
If you want to know, though, maybe there'll be a hint at it in the trailer for the upcoming new episodes of Tales from the Podcast. So check that out. Hey, let's go ahead and end this. Obviously, check out Jeff over at the Skewered Universe. Check out Ron, all of his Uncle Ron stuff. I mean, you can just look up Uncle Ron. I mean, you're going to find all of it.
Yeah, YouTube. The best place is youtube.com/I'm Uncle Ron. Please hit that subscribe button. I got a really funny video coming up.
And let's also be honest. You can find all of us over at talesfromthepodcast.com and all of the stuff that we work on. So just check out all that. Check out the links there. You'll enjoy it all. And we appreciate all of you. Jeff, Ron, you guys got anything else to add?
Just the next episode of Skewered Universe is going to be a little bit of a departure from regular movies. We actually watched the Netflix documentary King of Clones. So that was interesting to watch.
I bet. And my next upcoming thing is I have a video coming out. If you ever wanted to know what happened to Jason Voorhees during this lawsuit, you'll have to watch that video to find out.
Nice.
And
while these guys are making videos, you can go and try to find me wherever the fuck you want to, or probably best on the Discord channel, where I'm going to be playing Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, the Atari game, not the new one that just came out. He's really into retro gaming.
Yeah, I'm super into it. But all right, thanks everyone for watching, and with that, the crypt is closed.
Thanks for listening, kiddies. You're all a scream.